Strategic Planning, the Unit 8 presentation for the IFC Chief Officer 3 program in conjunction with Columbia Southern University. The unit learning outcomes for this presentation are identify long-term strategies aligned with departmental objectives, select measurable goals to guide departmental growth and performance, determine approaches for monitoring progress and adjusting strategies to adapt to changing needs, and choose methods for engaging stakeholders in strategic planning and community-centered decision making. The power of strategic planning. Strategic planning gives us a roadmap. It sets direction and priorities. In leadership, we use strategic planning to align vision and mission with the actual community and departmental needs. This process also builds accountability and ensures that our actions produce measurable results, which drives tangible outcomes. Strategic planning can be a powerful tool for chief fire officers in the growth and development of their organization. Why does strategic planning matter? Leaders bring strategic planning to life. By linking goals with daily operations, we turn big picture vision into clear, actionable steps. A strong strategy also unites teams around a shared purpose, improving trust and focus across the organization. Being the champion of strategic planning is an essential duty for a chief fire officer, which helps align our people, resources, and our expectations. There are real benefits for fire service leaders. For leaders, strategic planning improves communication, collaboration, and innovation. It creates transparency, encourages feedback, and helps retain motivated personnel by showing them how their work contributes to the bigger mission. Effectively communicating the department's vision, mission, goals, and actions are essential elements in the strategic planning process. When a chief fire officer can effectively communicate where the organization is going, they are more likely to achieve buy-in and increase trust, which often translates into improved morale and job satisfaction. Ultimately, the byproduct of strategic planning and effective communication of the plan can be improved recruitment and retention of personnel. The process begins with situational analysis, understanding our environment, strengths, and challenges. From there, we define a clear vision and mission, identify core values, and establish achievable goals with measurable objectives. An often utilized tool to assist with this process is the SWOT analysis, whose development is credited to Albert Humphrey in the 1960s. The SWOT analysis is a process where the department can identify and specify strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. By facilitating this process, chief fire officers can begin to clearly see where the department may need to focus its energy and resources. After completing the situational analysis, the organization can begin the process of setting the vision, mission, and goals that will take the department into the future. After completing the initial situational analysis, chief fire officers should guide the process of goal setting. Once goals are defined, strategy moves from paper to practice. We outline concrete actions, assign responsibilities, allocate resources, and monitor progress. It may be necessary to review and adjust the vision and mission of the department to ensure it aligns with the goals developed. Detailed action plans should be created that identify responsibility, outcome expectations, resources needed to complete the task, and timelines for completion. Benchmarks are often useful to measure progress throughout the life cycle of the action plan to identify when adjustment to the plan may be necessary to facilitate successful completion. I personally like to refer to these benchmarks as a battle rhythm. Long-term strategies help leaders think beyond immediate challenges. These strategies align with city or agency priorities and anticipate future risks and needs, whether related to staffing, technology, or community expectations. Some examples, as outlined in the IFC and CSU Officer Development Program, Chief Officer 1, Unit 3, are enhancing safety and wellness of firefighters, improving response capabilities and performance, expanding prevention and education programs, increasing diversity and inclusion of the workforce, and fostering collaboration and innovation within and outside the department. Developing and communicating long-term strategies is a crucial skill for chief fire officers. The ability to keep the organization focused on the vision, mission, and goals of the department is essential to foster growth and achievement. Avoiding the shotgun approach to leadership will help foster positive morale and overall contentment, as personnel are readily able to see how their contributions relate to the overall strategic plan. Chief officers lead through strategy by modeling engagement and communication. They connect operational goals to organizational purpose, track results, and adapt to evolving demands, while leading through example and clearly communicating the connection between the goals and daily operations. Chief fire officers can maintain team morale and direction. It is essential to remain focused and follow through to demonstrate the importance of the plan to personnel. Chief fire officers are at the tip of the spear and should inspire their personnel through action and focus. Goals only work if they're clear, measurable, and realistic. As leaders, we should ensure goals reflect our mission and capacity. Measurable goals provide focus and let teams celebrate progress towards success. Utilizing the SMART process of goal and objective setting can be beneficial to ensure clarity and focus. The SMART acronym is widely used in the fire service and stands for specific, measurable, action-oriented, realistic, and time-sensitive. By utilizing this acronym as a test against our goals and objectives, chief fire officers can refine and clarify goals and objectives and develop clearly stated, achievable action plans to ensure completion of the plan. This is a real-world case study that occurred in my organization over the winter of 2025. This incident provided an opportunity for critical thinking and strategic planning to identify and overcome an issue involving firefighter safety, the unanswered mayday. During a residential duplex fire in sub-zero temperatures, a crew member called a mayday when one of his legs fell through the floor. No one heard or acknowledged the mayday, including his captain, who was working only a few feet away from him in the same room. The crew member was able to self-rescue quickly without injury. The crew member was embarrassed by the incident and therefore did not bring it up until days later during the AAR being led by the battalion chief. Some key points. A mayday was called out that no one heard. The crew member was embarrassed to have called a mayday when he so easily self-rescued, and then identifying the reason for no transmission of the mayday. Breaking down the problem means identifying root causes, equipment placement, complacency, unclear expectations, or communications breakdowns. By involving crews in the solutions, leaders promote accountability and shared ownership. In this situation, it was initially unclear what caused the failure of transmission of the mayday. Was the radio on? Was the radio on the correct frequency? Did the crew member panic and fail to activate the transmit button properly? Additionally, how do we remove the stigma from calling out a mayday when a crew member feels it is necessary? Because there was a delay in reporting the incident, investigating and identifying the root problem was challenging, as we were unable to determine the condition of the member's radio at the time of the incident. It was unclear if there was a mechanical failure, a failure on part of the individual, or exactly what caused the transmission of the mayday to be missed. In the end, we had to explore multiple options and keep an open mind. Our overall goal was to create a strategic plan to address the unanswered mayday. We needed to identify the root problem or problems and develop measurable goals to correct the issue. One measurable goal we developed was driven towards training and drilling to demonstrate proficiency in finding frequencies in portable radios under stress and in zero visibility within 6 months. This goal defined the metric, target, and time frame. The Chief Fire Officer supports success through realistic strategies like training, drills, consistent feedback, and minimizing obstacles for success. In this scenario, we also evaluated whether our most commonly used frequencies are easy to locate and access without having to look at the radio. An additional topic we addressed was how do we build a culture that encourages and empowers our firefighters to call out a mayday when they feel it is warranted without feeling embarrassed. This topic proved to be much more difficult to put measurement metrics and timelines to. Changing culture takes time and focused effort. Measurement of culture are often completed utilizing surveys, one-on-one conversations, and through performance in real-world situations. We chose to place an emphasis on Mayday training and having open discussions with our members about the importance of calling Maydays. We also made it clearly known that we would not tolerate demeaning behavior towards anyone who felt the need to initiate a Mayday call. This topic will take time to fully measure in order to determine if there is truly a cultural shift in our organization. As we work to identify the root cause of the unanswered Mayday and the development of solutions to prevent it from happening again, we solicited feedback from crew members and identified solutions that would foster a feeling of collaboration and feedback. In this case study, 3 primary options were identified to create a solution for locating frequencies in the portable radios during zero visibility conditions, 2 of which were reorganization of the frequencies in the radio, and 1 was enabling a voice announce of the frequency. These options were rolled out to crew members for trials and to solicit feedback on the positives and negatives of each solution. Ultimately, one solution rose to the top, and because we encouraged feedback and dialogue throughout the process, the result was buy-in from crew members for the solution chosen. Our ultimate solution to ensure crew members were able to successfully locate frequencies in their portable radios in zero visibility was to activate the frequency voice announce capabilities of the radio and to reorganize the radio code plug to put the most frequently utilized frequencies at each stop on the selector dial. The combination of these solutions has been readily accepted by our staff and in training has minimized personnel for being on the incorrect frequency. We are optimistic that these changes will translate into real-world success should another Mayday situation arise. Strategic success requires follow-through. Implement the plan, monitor results, and adjust as conditions change. Celebrate wins, learn from challenges, and make it a living process, not a document that gathers dust. Strategic plans will only be as important as the leaders make it. If the plan sits on the shelf and gathers dust, it will never be important to the members of the organization. Keeping the plan fresh and in front of the team not only improves buy-in, but ensures the plan is current and meeting the organizational needs of the department today. Effective leadership connects people to purpose. Strategic planning provides the structure for that connection, creating alignment, accountability, and adaptability. Leaders ensure that vision turns into consistent action. Strategic planning builds strong, adaptable teams. It creates clear goals and accountability and motivation. Leaders drive success by turning those plans into progress. So what are the next steps? Encourage your peers and teams to reflect on their current strategies. Ask, are our goals measurable? Are we communicating the why? Is the vision of the organization clear to all members? Asking these questions will help initiate the process to effective strategic planning in your organization. Build a team, stay the course, and be adaptable. In this course, I referenced the study guide from the Chief Officer 1 Officer Development Program, Unit 3, Strategic Planning.